I can't even believe, I can't even begin to fathom what I heard from Paul Pierce and many other NBA analysis that, you know, cover the NBA. Now, the thing that I'm talking about is this whole Kevin Durant, the greatest player in the world right now type of thing. And that really grinds my gears because of the simple fact that it's not as if people don't know what this guy did. Now, me personally, when it first happened, of course I was a little salty because, I mean, we can give him second best player in the world, hands down. You know what I'm saying? There isn't really anybody. I don't know. Kawhi Leonard's pretty good. The second best player in the world race goes to either Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard. Now, I like Kawhi Leonard because he's a great defender and he's a very unpredictable offensive force. And what I mean by offensive is you're looking at him, you don't think he has the skills that he has in terms of, you know, shooting a three-pointer, his athleticism, you know, getting to the basket, drawing fouls and all of that extra stuff. Durant's just this long, slender, skinny little guy who just, you know, he has abnormal skills as well. You know what I'm saying? Being 7 feet, being able to dribble the ball the way he does and shoot pull up jumpers, as we saw in Game 3, where he just, you know, pretty much siphoned the air out of the arena when he dropped that three-pointer at the end with like 45 seconds left to go, and Cleveland didn't score within like last 11 minutes or something like that. I don't know. But Kevin Durant is not the best player in the world. I don't care what he's doing right now. What he's doing right now is, once again, I sound like a hater, but I'm not, man. At first I was, but I was like, whatever. I just kind of blew it off. But I sound like a hater. But he pretty much is only riding the coattails of the Golden State Warriors. I mean, now, the thing to me is people have to recognize what's happening and what actually happened. What Kevin Durant did, and I'm going to bring up this comparison because this is what a lot of people are comparing the situations. They're comparing what Kevin Durant did to this. They're saying that it was the same as LeBron going to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat were a 42-win team and furthermore, LeBron created that. He didn't go into an already well-oiled machine. So when you look at the fact that they were already only a 42-win team and they were getting bounced out of the playoffs in the first round, and, you know, LeBron over in Cleveland, people are like, oh, you should have stayed. The dude wasn't getting him any help. I mean, that year that he left, he had Boobie Gibson, Delonte West, Mo Williams, you know, scrubs. I'm sorry, I won't call them scrubs, but a little bit below average players like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys aren't even in the league anymore. You know, that's just how either average or below average they are. But LeBron moving to the Miami Heat is 1,000% different. It is not the same thing. Kevin Durant, for one, he was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals to this Golden State Warriors team. He lost to that team. That's the first thing that puts an asterisk next to this. And before I forget about it, I'm going to say this. The Golden State Warriors shouldn't even feel I'm sorry. The Golden State Warriors shouldn't even feel good about this ring, because you guys needed to recruit. They didn't just happen to stumble upon the fact that Kevin Durant was a free agent and he might choose them. They had been recruiting Kevin Durant throughout the season. Draymond Green shooting little texts, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what Steph Curry was doing, but they were having meetings and stuff like that. They were recruiting this guy throughout the season. Did you guys really need to get Kevin Durant? You know what I'm saying? So to me, and then you got Draymond, I want to destroy Cleveland. My boy, you averaging like 8 points in the entire playoffs. Probably in the entire playoffs. Might be 10. It might be a little bit in the double digits. But I'm sorry, in this finals is what I meant to say. But in the playoffs, he can't really be averaging that many points either. But you look at Draymond's stats in this finals, Draymond, he can't be averaging more than 9 points. Every game, all 3 games, it's been Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, or Kevin Durant. Now, back on topic, because Draymond, you're a fucking fraud, and you know it. You aren't what you appear to be. You only appear to be what you are because the team you're on. And the only reason I'm upset right now because I just remembered that little snippet where you're like, I want to destroy Cleveland. You are not the driving force of this team. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You make poor decisions. You're not really that good of a jump shooter. I know you flex a lot. You're not really that powerful inside the paint. I mean, just come on, dude. You're a much better playmaker than anything else. And that's what you need to you need to recognize, that you aren't that piece that you think you are. I'm sorry. I just ran it on Draymond. This is about Kevin Durant and LeBron James. But we cannot give this guy this title, man. And it's not even because well, it actually is because he's only riding the coattail of the Golden State Warriors. They're saying that he's outplaying LeBron. Of course he's going to outplay LeBron in this series. LeBron has had to exert so much energy doing pretty much everything in these finals. You know what I'm saying? Even before the finals, he was pretty much doing everything. And you guys can't really sit up here and tell me he's not playing well. Like, how is a person averaging a triple-double in the finals being, like, outvoted by a bandwagon coattail riding Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant has it so much easier than LeBron James. We got a little glimpse of what Kyrie is capable of, but we need Kyrie to be capable of that away as well, not just at home. He almost seems like a role player at this point. You know, like how role players play better when they're at home? Kyrie almost seems like a role player. Like, the previous 2 games, what did he combine for? About, I don't know, maybe 47 points or something like that. And then he explodes and puts up 40 points in game 3 because they're at home. No, that can't happen. I told my stepdad before this series even started that the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to lose this year. As much as I hated it to happen, or hated to say that, this is just too much. There was almost nothing LeBron could do at this point. I know he put together a pretty solid team, but look at these guys in the finals. Darren Williams hasn't scored a basket. It's been 3 games. They recruited Darren Williams to be the playmaker. And, you know, of course, because we know Darren Williams can shoot. He's an okay dribbler. And, you know, he can get to the basket. He's a little older now, but this guy hasn't recorded a point in the NBA Finals. Kyle Korver is like maybe 3 for 20 or something like that from beyond the arc. We got this guy, or I'm sorry, I'm not on the team. They picked this dude up. That's your job. It's like, you know, those memes you see when they say you had one job. Kyle Korver, you had one job. You weren't signed for anything else but to oppose or match the 3-pointing of the Golden State Warriors. And right now, you look like the worst 3-pointer in the history of the 3-point shooter in the history of the NBA, dude. You look terrible. I don't know if it's the finals jitters or something like that. You just look horrible. And then you got players like JaVale McGee looking like I don't know, Kristaps Porzingis or something. I don't know. He looks like he's defensive player of the fucking year. And the way they're locking Tristan Thompson down, you might as well take this guy off the team. Tristan Thompson doesn't even need to be on the team, the way they're just completely taking this guy out of the game. Now, I don't know who in the hell implemented these defensive schemes, but they are a fantastic coach because it really seems to be working. I mean, LeBron is going to get his. You can't do anything about that. And the Golden State Warriors have acknowledged that. They always say post-game, what are you guys going to do about LeBron? And well, LeBron is going to get his. We just have to X out the other guys so that it can only be LeBron and nobody else. And that's what they've done. And they've done a fucking good job. And it has worked. It's worked. J.R. Smith explodes for about 15, I think, in the game 3. just a little bit. Kevin Love disappeared in terms of scoring, I think. I have to go back and check those stats out. But I watched that game. It didn't look like Kevin Love was doing too fantastic. Kyrie and LeBron combined for, what was that, 77 points? Not bad. But when you lose and your two-star players score that many points, it's the bench. It's nothing else but the bench and the role players. Now, the Golden State Warriors don't have that great a bench either. But when you've got 3 people on your team that on average go for 25 plus, and on the other team you only have probably 2 people on that team who on average can burst out for about 25 plus, you're outnumbered by about 1 person. And then you've got Draymond, where he gets in these little spells where he's knocking down shots and shit. And then Klay Thompson woke up yesterday, and I'm sorry, not yesterday, in game 3, and he put up 30. Kevin Durant scored 30. Stephen Curry scored 27 points with a triple double. Stephen Curry, he's got 11 rebounds. That cannot happen. That is blasphemous to let willowy Stephen Curry grab 11 rebounds. That just is not going to work. And I don't see how people are not acknowledging the fact that KD isn't the best player in the world. He has it easier. He's not the best player. He's on the best team in the world. The single most winningest regular season team in the history of the NBA. Back-to-back MVP, unanimous MVP. You got Klay Thompson, who's probably going to be all defense team, however that happens. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green, all-star. How do you do that? LeBron, I give LeBron a pass, especially considering how he performed in this finals. You average a triple-double, you're a fucking monster. And I'm not even going to go that far as to make it seem like I'm trying to discredit what Kevin Durant is doing. I know Kevin Durant is fantastic. Kevin Durant is, like I said, arguably top 2 player in the world, if you put Kawhi Leonard in there. But you guys have to acknowledge what is happening here. LeBron's team didn't have enough firepower. And you cannot blame. A lot of people blame LeBron for every single thing. I was talking to this dude on Facebook, and he was pretty much saying that KD is better than LeBron, and LeBron is just, he doesn't have that killer instinct or whatever. And I'm like, dude, when you average a triple-double in the finals, how do you not have some type of instinct? You've got something if you're going out and you're averaging 20, and you're averaging a triple-double. And then he's like, LeBron doesn't have a set score set. I'm like, dude, he's 7th on the all-time scoring list, top 10 in the 3 major categories all time. And you're gonna sit up here and tell me he doesn't have a set scoring skill or something like that? I can't really remember how he said it, but afterward he didn't really respond. He didn't really respond because it was like, yeah, he's right. I know I'm right. Like, you can't just come out and say shit like that without any facts. You know what I'm saying? It's redundant at that point. Like, if you're going to argue with me who's the greatest player of all time, come out with facts. And if you're going to say Michael Jordan, the only thing you can say that Michael Jordan was better at LeBron than doing was probably winning rings. And Michael Jordan had probably the greatest team of all time. Maybe, because this Golden State Warriors team is a fucking monster of a team. And there's no way I saw anybody else coming out of the West. Yeah, the Spurs were up 23 in the first game. They may have won that game, but you can bet your sweet ass Golden State was going to come out with that series, even if Kawhi Leonard didn't get injured. Because on the Spurs, it's just Kawhi Leonard. Tony Parker had got injured. Manu Ginobili is like 67 and he's still playing basketball. LaMarcus Aldridge is a fucking pansy. He doesn't want to get in the post and bang. Jonathan Simmons, he's okay. I like Jonathan Simmons, but it's just not enough. This Golden State Warriors team is like, what do you compare this to? This Golden State Warriors team is like the Hulk fighting Iron Man. A bunch of Iron Man machines. no matter how many it is, you just can't kill the Hawk. Like you can't, you're not gonna win. And for people to even try to give KD that title is ridiculous. And then I wanted to talk about something else. The fact that KD was trying to use the excuse that LeBron started super teams. He tried to use that, put it on LeBron because LeBron is his opponent, and justify what he did. No, nigga, that don't work like that. What you did was a bitch move. I'm not that mad at you anymore. But when we first found out about it, it was like, really? You joined the Golden State Warriors after they just beat you? You're like, where's your sense of revenge? Like, you just want to, you know what, it's easier. Let's join those guys. That's pretty much what Kevin Durant did. That's pretty much what he did. And no, LeBron James did not start super teams. He did not start super teams. The Boston Celtics had a big three. I don't know if you guys consider that a super team, but it was a big three. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr. Who was the center? Harper. Not Harper. I'm thinking of Horace. You know, like Jordan had teams. You know, the fucking Lakers, the '80s Lakers, the late '80s Lakers. You know, or early to mid Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson, James Worthy, fucking Kareem. You know, is that not a super team? Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, you know, are those not super teams? Kevin Durant, you a bitch. And that's what this is what made me mad about it, is the fact that you tried to divert the attention from you and put it on LeBron James because he's your opponent, and justify what you did by saying that LeBron James did it. Ain't you a grown man? LeBron James, for one, constructed a pretty good team. They lost year one in the finals, and then they came back and they two-peated. Or they won back-to-back. You, on the other hand, you were pretty much you were a mechanical add-on to Optimus Prime. Like, you pretty much just, you know, I don't know, you like poor bees on a hornet's nest. I can't come up with any more horrific analogies. Like, you purposely thought more about Cougar so that he can get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of that's what that was, Kevin Durant. Don't blame that on LeBron James. That was not LeBron's fault, and there were plenty more super teams before LeBron James came. And furthermore, LeBron constructed a super team. He didn't already join one. The Golden State Warriors were already a super team before they had you. And I say they were a super team because of the simple fact that they went 73-9 the previous season. Granted, they didn't win. But we can credit that to, you know, people saying Draymond got suspended or Andrew Bogut getting injured. Me personally, I say it is more about Andrew Bogut getting injured because Draymond played for Game 6. So I mean, like, what are you gonna say about that? Like, I say if Draymond didn't get suspended for Game 5, the Golden State Warriors are back-to-back champions. Suck a dick, because Draymond played for Game 6. He did. Andrew Bogut went down. But Draymond played. I mean, are we going to keep using that excuse? They had a chance and they didn't do it. The Cavaliers rallied back. They figured out something. I don't know what it was. And people argue Stephen Curry wasn't healthy. Are we going to say LeBron James or Kyrie Irving wasn't healthy? Because I've actually been hearing rumors about Kyrie having knee problems. Nobody's brought that up. Nobody's going to. Because everybody loves Golden State. You know what I'm saying? So we want to bring up the argument that, you know, Stephen Curry wasn't 100% last year. They lost, and it was an unfortunate L. I mean, you know, me personally, I like the Golden State Warriors. They are one hell of a team, but the only thing about that is that they're standing in the way of the team that I'm more of a fan of. The person that I'm more of a fan. I'm more of a LeBron James fan. If he leaves and goes to fucking LA Clippers, I'll be an LA Clippers fan. That's just how it has been since 2003. You know, so that's just how that is. And, you know, I really think that the Golden State Warriors, like, they shouldn't have a sense of accomplishment. Like, y'all, I don't even want to backtrack on that, because that's just. And then I always think about Draymond. I want to destroy Cleveland. You're not destroying anything. You can't guard LeBron. Whenever you're on LeBron, he takes you to the cleaners because you're too small. You're just not strong enough, and you aren't fast enough. You just can't guard LeBron. I don't even think Kevin Durant can guard LeBron, and vice versa. LeBron's been holding some of the worst defense I've ever seen him play. I've never seen his defense this bad, but he's getting old, and I'm not going to use that as an excuse because he's still on the court. So that means that he's capable of something, but his defense is horrible. It is really horrible. You shooting all them motherfucking threes. Stop shooting them threes because that's something. Those are low percentage shots, especially coming from you, LeBron. Take it to the rack, make some easy money. You know you already know what it is. Stop shooting threes because you just can't match Golden State. And I don't think the only thing that they can do, Cleveland can do, they can ride this out because I mean a lot of people they were down 3-1 last year, but this is a completely different Golden State Warriors team. You can't keep using that excuse to justify you having faith in a team that you're a fan of. I completely understand it, but it's unethical. And it's unlogical. It's not logical. Just accept the fact that, this is it. Me personally, man, I give him a pass. I know a lot of people aren't going to, and I know a lot. Oh, he's 3-5 in the finals now, and he's there's no way he can. You're gonna count rings. Robert Horry's the greatest. He's better than Jordan. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Let's not bring up the rings. Let's look at the skill set. LeBron's a better player than Michael Jordan. All around in your mouth. He's just a better player than Michael Jordan. And I think that if LeBron played in his era, he'd still dominate Michael Jordan. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But LeBron is the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. And he's the greatest player in the world right now. KD has it easier, so it looks a little bit more astonishing. Like this. He really, KD could sit out. And you know what I'm saying? KD could probably sit out 25 minutes in game 4. You know what I'm saying? And they'd still probably be up. And that's just how bad the Cleveland bench is playing. Because, we got 3-point specialists on the bench and they not knocking down 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not going to work. The only thing I see Cleveland being able to do is, Bron better holler at PG-13 because I've been hearing rumors about Paul George going to LA though, so I don't know. Bron either leaves or he tries to get to Paul George before Paul George gets to LA. That wouldn't be bad. I see LeBron is a basketball teacher. I see him being more of a mentor to like Kyrie and Paul George because, LeBron's a champion at this point. Paul George doesn't really know anything about that. So you just kind of bring him in, grow him up. But that's pretty much all I had to say for this. Final thoughts. KD is not the best player in the world right now. He never will be better than LeBron James until LeBron James is about 42 and nearly on his deathbed. LeBron did not start super teams. Draymond, you are not destroying the Cleveland Cavaliers. You are a pawn. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson can handle that. You take your black ass back to wherever, to Michigan State or whatever, because they can handle that without you. Like at this point, they could release Draymond Green, and the Golden State Warriors would still probably be the best team in the world. So you are nothing. And furthermore, I wanted to talk about Dwight Howard. Who was asking this guy anything? Why is anybody asking Dwight Howard anything? This dude is trash. Like, yeah, come on. Like, no. Nobody cares about his opinion. Like, I'll pick it over LeBron. Yeah, because LeBron bounced y'all bitch asses out of the playoffs like he does every. Wait, I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers played the Hawks this year. Cleveland Cavaliers played the Pacers, Toronto Raptors, and the Boston Celtics. And then the finals. So, yeah, I think that's more of Dwight Howard being a hater. But I don't know. This is a long ass video, so maybe I'll chop it up into 2 pieces so you guys can just watch it separately. But thank you guys for watching, man. Those are my final thoughts. You know, hopefully we can get Paul George over to Cleveland, because I think Paul George really wants to win. And to be honest with you, it's not gonna happen in LA, especially not with that fucking giant of a team in the Golden State Warriors. You're not gonna get anywhere. I know they recruiting Lonzo Ball and all of that extra shit, but I mean, I don't see the Lakers really getting any key pieces, because you don't go anywhere in the West. It's either between the Spurs and the Golden State Warriors, and out East, it's pretty much just Cleveland. I mean, there's nobody else out East. But thank you guys for watching, man. I really appreciate your support. Be sure to give the video a like, comment what you guys think. You guys really think Kevin Durant is the best player in the world right now, or do you think he just got it easy? That's my opinion. I think he just got it easy, so it looks a little bit like the best player in the world. And you guys make sure you click that subscribe button. Stick around for more videos on the NBA, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.